Namaste, everyone. Thank you for dropping by and thank you for listening. Today, I want to talk about another big trap on the spiritual path that destroys many people. Certainly, it destroyed my meditation for a long time, and that is the called spiritual bypassing. I hadn't heard of this term till over only a year ago, but when I heard it, I was like, "Damn, that's what I was doing all this time ago." I understood sort of the concept. I roughly knew what it meant, but I didn't know the exact term for it. Spiritual bypassing. And what's spiritual bypassing? I'll start with my own example. When I started on the path quite young, when I was maybe 18 or something, 19, 20, and by the time I finished my degree, I was 23, 24 years old. I was pretty sure that I was going to be, I was pretty sure I was going to be enlightened in a year or two. I was like, yeah, that's all easy. Yeah. And I had got a few spiritual experiences. Yeah, really powerful ones. I don't want to boast, but man, I had spiritual experiences like less than 0.0001% of people have. Yeah, so I was like, yeah, yeah, dude, who are you talking to? Who do you think you're talking to? So what happened was I finished my degree in engineering, electronics, and I got a job, but I hated the job. I didn't do it. I did a very shitty job, to be honest. I didn't do a good job because I was so sure I was going to be like, I'm going to be enlightened in 2 months. Why should I bother with this crap? I'll be, I'm going to be enlightened soon, man. And so I didn't do anything, and my job went to shit. And my one of the jobs I was there for 10 years. I didn't get promoted at all. I didn't get much of a pay rise. I was the lowest paid employee, and I was seen as a burden. And after a time, it became really humiliating because I was a shitty employee nobody wanted. And it took me a long time to realize it was my own fault. I blamed other people. They were like, "Oh, they're racist. They hate me because I'm different." And I kept playing this victim game. They are to get me. And I now realize that I was doing spiritual bypassing. I had a few spiritual experiences, but they don't matter, right? They don't have any much. I now know that you know all these visions and going to parallel dimension and seeing the future, visionary dreams. I had all that crap, but none of that is spiritual because it didn't solve the one big problem we have, which is the problem of suffering of the mind non-stop talking. Yeah, all these things, visions. I had visions of angels and Hindu gods, and I talked, and they told me the future, and they were right. Again, I'm sorry, I don't want to be boasting. I just want to tell you because many people fall in this trap that they think that because they've had visions or they've had future visions or angels have told them stuff that comes up to be true, that they've become enlightened. No, you haven't. You've become. It's a very dangerous thing to do because it doesn't help you spiritually. Now I know the only test of true spirituality is how peaceful and how calm you feel and how silent your mind is. That's the only thing that matters. And the rest of it are just distractions. And they're very dangerous distractions. Anyway, so I was so sure I was going to get enlightened. I thought when I get enlightened, I'd have to. I used to feel emotional pain, and I wasn't happy with my life, and I used to feel shit all the time. But I was like, oh, I'll be enlightened, all this crap will go away, or I'd have to worry about my job. I'll be enlightened. I'll be like floating in the air. I'll be a guru. I'll have 10 million followers, including sexy young women who have daddy issues. That's what I thought gurus did, right? All the gurus I knew were surrounded, especially the Indian ones. They were all surrounded by these white young women with daddy issues. I thought, I don't have to work. I'll be a millionaire. Yeah. Surprise! Spoiler alert. Didn't didn't turn out that way. Yeah, my heart broke. So I got more and more disillusioned, and I got more and more angry because it wasn't working out. At some point, I realized that I was not going to be enlightened, and all my problems wouldn't go away, and I was really pissed off. And at one point, 2010 or 11, I just finally lost it. I said, fuck this. This spirituality doesn't work. I threw away all my religious books, or I donated them, and I said, I'm done with this path. And for the next 6 or 7 years, I didn't do anything spiritual related. Now, I did do some stuff because, the I abandoned the spirit, but the spirit didn't abandon me. She kept calling me slowly. So in between, I'd try a little meditation, I'd listen to a few spiritual CDs and stuff like that now and then. But I didn't do anything seriously. I completely stopped meditating, and I completely stopped everything to do with, on this path. It was actually good for me because I learned to take responsibility for my own life, and after once I gave everything up, I had to struggle. I had to get my career back on path. It took me a long few years to get back. I started learning how to build my business, and I did a lot of other part-time stuff. And not all of it worked out, but quite a few of it did work out. And I eventually did manage to leave that crappy job, find a better one, double my salary, and then increase it again. And now I know that I was trying to hide from, myself, from who I was. And a related topic with this is, and I'm going to make a special video on this because this is a big topic and needs its own discussion, is the topic of money. Spiritual people were taught that, oh, money is bad, money is evil. People who run after money are evil. That's why all fucking spiritual people are poor. They ride cycles. Yeah. In my hard times, it was so bad that I had such a shortage of money that if I'd gotten married then, and if I went to McDonald's, just to McDonald's, is it cheap, right? Even then, if we ate something outside, we had to do calculation to see if our budget had not gone, our bank balance had not gone into negative. And now, it's only recently that I started realizing it, that it was my attitude towards money that was the cause of my problems. I thought money was evil, so money rejected me. I rejected money, so money rejected me. And now I know that money is not evil. Now that I have good money, I can sit. I don't have to worry about paying the bills. I can go out and eat at the fanciest restaurants. And because I don't have to worry about money, I can sit and meditate easily. I can just sit down, get up in the morning, and just spend an hour meditating. Well, previously I was like, oh my God, I'm short of money. How will I pay the bills? So this attitude towards money is one of the biggest harmful things towards spiritual people, and one of the biggest things for spiritual bypassing. Because I had been taught by all these, gurus and books that money was evil and everything was going to be work out. Everything just works out. No, it doesn't. Okay, it's a bit complicated. Everything does work out. Yeah. But we still have to work on it. And the way that the guidance I got when I was meditating, the guidance I got was, for every step we take, the universe takes 1,000 steps. But we do have to take that one step. If we just sit on our arse, the universe won't do anything for us. It's very harsh. It sounds a bit harsh, but we do have to take the one step. And the step has to be the right one. It has to be the step that makes us feel scared, and that challenges us and that pushes us outside. Helps us grow in the spiritual world, the material world, or whatever. Because the universe wants to grow through us. The universe wants to push the boundaries through us. It's not us that's doing the meditation. It's the universe meditating through us. It's the one doing the work through us. And the universe loves challenges. It loves to go through us. And so every step that we take, the universe will take 1,000. But we have to take that one step. We have to push ourselves. We have to push ourselves physically, spiritually, emotionally, materially. So we have to challenge. Look at all the shit we're hiding in our heart, and challenge that. So my challenge was money. Your challenge might be different. It's money for everyone nowadays. There are two things. Yeah. Money, sex. Money, sex. Those are only two things. And funnily enough, sex is now more accepted than money. You can sit in a restaurant and talk loudly about your sex life. Nobody will notice. Start talking about money and people will get embarrassed. They'll be like, oh no, he's talking dirty things, Bobby. Oh, we don't talk like that. We are British or we are American or whatever. We don't talk like that. We don't talk about money. And so this is the topic of spiritual bypassing. Anytime you think, oh, I don't need to do X because I will become enlightened soon, which your X could be money, or it could be, give you another example about relationships. A long time ago, I was a part of a yoga community. The teacher was a hardcore yogi, like really hardcore. Spent many years in meditation. He was a Western guy, British English guy, but he had spent many years in India meditating, and he was really, really good at yoga. Not just the physical part. Many yoga teachers they only know the physical part, but this guy, he knew the spiritual part as well. He was a master of physical yoga, a master of pranayama breathing, a master of sitting meditation. Really good at everything. And he and his wife taught full time, and they were really booked. They were booked for their sessions were always full. If you go to a gym in a yoga in a gym, you'll have half full, and some people are coming. This guy full on because he was really good, and he held meditation classes, and they sold out within seconds, weekends. And so everybody thought he was going to be enlightened soon. He was about to join a Swami order, and then he did something that many people who are joining the Swami order do. He went ahead and slept with one of his students. That's what Swamis do, right? Just sleep around. All these gurus and Swamis. Sorry, I'm going to use a very rude example. They put their penis where it doesn't belong. Okay? Don't put your dick where it doesn't belong. Keep it in your pants, men. This is for men. Women, you won't understand the joke, but men can't keep it. It should stay hidden. There's a reason it's hidden. Anyway, sorry, bad jokes. That's why I'm not a comedian by profession. So this guy, he did it. He shagged one of his students, and she was a married woman. Of course, she was a married woman, and he was married too. And then she got pregnant. Yeah, big drama. It was a proper soap serial drama. And he lost half his students. Obviously, he couldn't become a Swami anymore. And after many years, I thought about it. At first, I thought it was just like, that's what men do, right? They go around sleeping, that's a men thing. But many years when I became slightly spiritual, I thought of meditating. I saw the signs before. The thing was, this guy, he wanted kids, but his wife couldn't have kids. And so they could have adopted someone. They could have gone for IVF or something. I'm sure they did for IVF, but they could have adopted somebody. But they tried to pretend that they didn't want to, that, oh, we were so spiritual, we don't care about sex and children, we don't care. But actually they did care. Yeah, at least he cared. I don't know about her, but he cared a lot about kids. And I realized now that he was always playing with, kids of his students, always giving them gifts, because he wanted, I think in his heart he wanted kids, but he suppressed those desires. What happened that he was going to join the Swami order, and when you join this monk order, you have to become a celibate. I think his inner self revolted, and that's why he slept with his student. So he was trying to suppress who he was. He wanted kids, but he had pretended, oh, I'm so spiritual, I don't need this. Yes, he did. And that's what spiritual bypassing is. If you try to fight yourself, you lose. If you have desires inside of you, I think this is another idiotic, stupid myth. I have to make another video about it. This idiotic, retarded myth that money or spiritual or money or material benefits, they're bad for you. They're not. An attraction to money is wrong, but a negative attraction to money is even worse. When you think money is evil, it's like saying sex is evil. It's the same idiotic thinking, right? And what happens is you have to be honest with yourself. If you want a big house and a big car, that's what you want. Don't suppress it. Don't try to pretend that you don't want it, because every time you pretend you're something you're not, you're trying to jump over your own head and try to copying somebody else. Oh, Jesus was spiritual, I'm going to copy Jesus. No, you won't. You're not Jesus. Jesus wasn't copying Abraham or Moses. He was his own dude. Moses wasn't copying Abraham. Yeah. Buddha wasn't copying the people who came before him. Krishna wasn't copying the ancient gurus that came before him. And we have to accept who we are. And some of our desires might seem unspiritual, especially if you want money or sex or things. My advice to you is just accept it. There's nothing wrong with money, wealth, or wanting to start a family, or wanting to be comfortable. What's bad is an attachment to these things. But then you can get attached to spirituality. You can get, oh, I'm so spiritual, look at me, la 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 la. And again, if one person is attached to his meditation, the other is attached to his car. There's no difference between them. They're both slaves. It doesn't matter if you have a golden, whether your handcuffs are made of iron or gold, you're still tied, right? You're still not free. So don't use spirituality as a method to suppress your feelings. You have to be really honest with yourself. What do you want? Maybe you don't want nirvana. Maybe you want a better house first. Just be honest with yourself. This is what I found. When I became honest with myself, I got to everything. Not everything. I'm not a billionaire yet. Yeah, not today. But my job became better. I doubled my salary. I finally got much better spiritual experiences. Not just talking to angels, but real peace. Again, I'm not claiming I'm enlightened, but I feel better than I did when I was, 10 years ago, when I was spiritually bypassing, when I was trying to pretend, oh, I don't need this, I'm so spiritual. And if you accept who you are, accept your desires and emotions, that's fine. Just accept them. There's no such thing as an unspiritual desire. It's a universe trying to work through you. So if you want to get the more practical advice, this is what I would do. Get a piece of, some notebook or something. Sit quietly for 2 or 5 minutes. And then ask yourself, what do I really want? What are the top 10 things I really want? And be extremely, brutally honest with yourself. If you want money, just write it down. If you want a bigger house, write that down. If you want peace, write that down. And try to write down also why you want it. Are you just trying to avoid something? Do you want a better house or a better job because you hate your boss? Because that's avoidance, right? You're trying to hide from something. If you want a better job because you want to help more people, or you want to earn more money so you can move into a bigger house and have a comfortable life, that's fine. That's fine. Wanting a comfortable life is fine. But if you want a better job so you can escape that idiot boss, trust me, you move from one job to another, you'll find the same idiot boss waiting there. Because that idiot boss is a representative of who you are inside. Yeah, he or she are an externalization of who you are inside. So you have to be honest with yourself. What do I really want? And how am I stopping my spiritual progress? Where am I thinking that, where am I trying to use spirituality as a shield to avoid my emotions or my thoughts or my feelings or my desires? Because spirituality will not solve all your problems. You'll still have problems. You'll still need to pay the rent. If you become enlightened tomorrow, your landlord won't say, oh, this guy's enlightened. Oh, forget the rent. Oh, come on, dude. No, I don't charge rent to enlightened people. Your electricity company won't suddenly cancel your rent, bill. Your car suddenly won't start running on farts. It still needs fuel. So you'll still have to pay your rent. You'll still have to pay the electricity and gas and internet. So spirituality will not solve all your problems. You still have problems. You still have people who hate you. You'll still get physical problems. You'll still get problems in the outer world, in the inner world. But not in the inner world, hopefully. So don't use spirituality as an excuse to hide from the physical material world. They're both important. The inner world is important. The outer world is also important. But I find that if you fix the inner shit, the outer shit also fixes itself. If you try to fix the world outside, it won't work. But if you start from the inside and then go outside, you're not only will you feel more peaceful, but your people around will start treating you better. Your boss will start treating you better. You'll find a better job. You'll find a better car. You'll find a better house. You'll find somebody you love. But you have to start inside. You have to be honest with yourself. And I found that my spiritual progress really boomed, really took off when I started being honest with myself. And I wrote down, I said, God, Spirit, I can't meditate. I can't meditate like this. I can't. I'm always worried about paying my bills and I can't do it. And the answer was, okay, just trust me. I'll solve all that shit. And like I said, my salary doubled. And anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you very much. I had a change of location, you might have noticed. Thank you.